Was that it? Jesus. Is that it?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Alright, I'm done.
Think you got it?
I think so.
All right.
I'm playing one string on
You're
this,
good,
this
though.
song.
Just bum, 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 bum.
I don't care.
Just one string on this one. Ready?
I think so. Play a little one string, lead us in.
You were not coming in on that?
No, I was just waiting for you to play a little bit and then
I played a little bit. You didn't come in.
you didn't. No, I'm gonna start talking. Play a little bit and then just stop. Alright, you're good. Hey everybody,
Cut you off.
Go ahead, start talking.
don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm gonna tune. Me, 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 me.
Ay, ay, ay. Why did I do this?
Because you love us.
Why did I put myself through this? Alright, so welcome everybody. Hey, you see a little bit of something different? We were in here, we were messing around with these songs and I was like, you know what we need? We need Miss Trammell. Let's call Miss Trammell and tell her, will you stand in the door?
Will you stand in the gap for us?
Yes.
Oh, thank
So-
you.
Door with my heater.
We called Miss Trammell and said, Miss Trammell, if we set you up in the doorway, will you come and sing with us? We'll give you a heater. And she said, all right, I'll come. So
And
there
a
she
cool
is.
microphone.
Yeah.
That's like the coolest retro microphone
A
ever.
retro microphone and a heater. That's all it took to get Miss Trammell to come over here and sing with us today.
She felt sorry for us.
So I realized, man, you know, I really miss Gospel Jam. And one of the things I miss about Gospel Jam is because it gives me license to kind of pick on the preachers. And so I always picked on them. And so I know there's a lot of folks here that are listening to this Sunday night thing that we do, and they had never been to a Gospel Jam. They're waiting for us to get through all this stuff and get
2021.
to a gospel 2021 and get to another Gospel Jam. But I thought, you know what? Today, I just wanted to kind of pretend like it was a Gospel Jam, and it's wonderful that Miss Trammell's here today, and let me just pick on preachers a little bit.
And I'm channeling Peter today.
Oh yeah, you are.
Or Kenny,
Yeah.
or whoever, or Cliff even.
We
They've
mentioned-
all played bass for us.
We mentioned last time, I said, hey Rhonda, when are you going to play bass? And she had the nerve to say, next week. So it's one of those things where, next week, that's so far out
It's
there, I'll
later.
say anything, I'll do anything. Well, it's next week. So here Rhonda is, playing the bass today. Yep. Looking forward to hearing that.
Oh, yeah.
So, one of the things about having a lot of new people that had never been to a Gospel Jam is that I can say some of my funny stuff that I already said before, but it's new people, so I can just say it again.
We'll laugh.
Oh,
Well,
thank you.
well, yeah, courtesy laugh.
The
But does
most-
that mean I can do my Ernest T. Bass?
No,
Yes.
please don't. No, don't.
Yes.
Nope. 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 Don't do it.
How do you do, Mrs. Wiley?
Don't make me laugh this time. I don't do good after I laugh. So most of what, when I jump in, I start talking about the preachers. Okay, most of the thing that I talk about is just how the sermons are so long. They just seem to go on, and you get a preacher up there once he starts, and
He's
He
the one to
gets-
talk. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
he gets into it, and then it just seems to go on and on. This is a true story now. Everything I say at Gospel Jam, so remember this, is true. All of it is true, to the best of my imagination. Say it with me. True, to the best of my imagination. That's important to remember. So, but all this stuff is true. So I remember one time, and I've told this a number of times at Gospel Jam, and it's a true story. So I was in the sound booth, and I was over at the First Baptist, and the pastor he's just going on. Pretty soon it's like, man, when's this going to end? And I saw this one old boy in the front row. He got up and walked around and passed by me and looked at me and left. And then, and I said, hey, and then he just kept on going, the pastor, he just kept on going. It seemed for like forever. I don't know how long it was, but it was a long time. And then pretty soon the old boy came back, walked by and looked at me and sat down. And then finally, somewhere in there, the pastor wrapped it up. And church was over, and he came walking by and said, hey, come here. I said, man, what happened? Where'd you go? He said, man, I went and got a haircut. I said, you couldn't go get a haircut before the sermon started? He said, man, before that sermon started, I didn't even need a haircut. It's a true story.
You're one to talk.
I know.
Thank you, Reverend Raj.
Lately I mostly pick on Pastor Robert. You know, he's a good friend.
He's very pickable.
He does. He makes it easy. But he makes it easy.
He laughs though.
He's a good friend, and so he takes it pretty well that I can kind of pick on him, and this is a true story. So one day I saw after the sermon, he had walked down and walked over, and I saw a lady. So remember, I'm always in the back in the sound booth, so I get to watch everything, and I get to hear everything and notice everything. And I saw him walk down, and he walked over, and a lady came up to him and said, hey, Pastor, come here. I noticed every time you walk up there, before you get up there to do your sermon, I see you stop about halfway, kind of behind everything, and you bow your head for a minute. What's up with that? He said, oh, he was kind of happy that somebody noticed it. I said, Pastor Robert said, well, I stopped for a minute, and I asked the Lord to help me deliver a good sermon. And the lady said, I wonder why he don't ever do it.
No.
I saw that.
I don't believe that.
I did. I saw that.
No, I don't believe that.
It's true.
It's not true.
Okay, so it's true.
Your imagination
All right, how about this?
has run
this
wild.
Is true. So there was I saw a new lady in the congregation one day.
He
And
doesn't mean it, Robert.
I went over and I wanted to introduce myself, and her name was Gladys Dunn, and I introduced myself, and then I went and sat back down, and so Robert did another one of those things where he seemed like he went on forever, and so he finally got done, and I stood up in the back in the sound booth, and I looked over, and I saw this new lady. She walked over to Lyle, and she went up to Lyle and she reached out her hand and she said, I'm glad it's done. And Lyle grabbed her hand and he said, I'm glad he's done too, finally. It's a true story.
Please don't kick us out of church.
It was Lyle and Gladys Dunn.
Okay, we're gonna. Oh.
We probably ought to play some music, huh?
Okay.
All right.
You need to be quiet.
Yeah, it was done. That's pretty good. I have to
It's a
admit, that
true
one's
story,
pretty
Miss
good.
Trammell.
I was busy shopping because I was
He
looking
ain't
at the
right.
door of my plants.
He's sick. He ain't right.
I ain't right. I'm sick. I got a lot of stuff going on.
I got the ADHD, so we're good to go.
I got a lot of
Okay,
that.
I don't know. They got some issues.
You ready, bass player?
No.
Okay. Oh, wait, I want to stand up.
Okay, now I'm gonna mess up.
No, I want to stand up if I can, so I won't tell me to
I had it
strap.
till he did that, but now I'm gonna mess up.
No, you got it. Your money. I just want to be able to stand
Then
up.
you're rich. I'm money. Look at that little bitty guitar. It looks so tiny.
I know. I've got all these guitars, and I just can't get away from this scrawny little thing.
It sounds good though.
I'm loving it.
Let your kingdom come here. Let your will be done here in us. Jesus, there's no one greater. Okay, we gotta start the song over again.
Who was it?
It was me.
I was feeling it.
I'm glad you were. You should have been singing then.
All right.
strong to save in your mighty name, King of heaven come. You out of breath? I'm out of breath. You out of breath?
I'm genuinely out of
But
breath.
I think that was good.
Yeah, that took all I got. It was fun.
Are you
though.
okay, man?
Yeah. Get to relax a little bit on
Well,
this
this
song.
this one tempo is 80. We can sway on this one.
I'm so glad Miss Drown decided to come over with us.
Like it. I'm sorry, I'm always on a time thing. Always is around them grandkids.
We just called you, and
I
it
have
just
my heart.
We
happened.
called you out of the blue.
Look, here I am.
Look at you here.
Get my nose running. All right, you ready?
Through every battle, through every heartbreak, through every circumstance, I believe that you are my fortress, and you are my portion. you are the way, the truth, the light. I believe you are.
So, I used to talk about at Gospel Jam all the time about while we were singing, my one side of my brain would be, following the music and trying to stay where we are. But the other side of my brain it can go anywhere it wants. It can think of anything. And while we were singing that song, and, we've been talking about church and preachers, and I remembered something from when I was a kid. True story. So when I was a kid, it's a true story.
Maybe it is.
Okay, we'll wait and see. So
I think his brother and sisters need to weigh in on that.
nope. Nobody needs to fact check me on this. This is purely my story.
Okay.
I was in just a little kid, and I was in Sunday school, and we had just had that lesson about Jonah and the whale. And Jonah got swallowed by the whale, and we had finished with the lesson, and then we were supposed to draw a picture of Jonah getting swallowed by the whale and color it with the 2 crayons we had. And so we had about 2 colors. Anyway, I was drawing mine. But, just like still now, even way back then, that, you usually have a teenager, maybe they bring one of the teens in to help out with the handful of kids that were in there. And as teenagers often do, we had one that day that, knew everything. And, wanted to make sure that you knew.
Well, every teen knows everything.
Yeah, and so we had one that day that was a typical teenager. So I'm drawing Jonah, and I got to do the little blue line like this. That's the ocean. And here's Jonah in the top swimming. And then I drew a big old whale down here with a big old mouth coming up and going to swallow him. And the teenager came over and he said, hey, technically, a whale can't swallow a human. I said, yes, it can. A whale can swallow a human? No, it can't. I said, yes, it can. Look how big its mouth is. And he said, I'm not talking about its mouth. I'm talking about its throat. His throat's small. Mouth might be big, but his throat's small. He can't swallow a human.
Oh my goodness.
And I said, well, I guess when I get to heaven, I'm going to ask Jonah about it. And he said, well, what if Jonah didn't make it to heaven? I said, well, then you can ask him. It's a true story.
Okay.
Kids, man, kids.
Yep.
Kids think of stuff like that. And I remember one time we had all the kids in church. Pastor Robert was doing his sermon, all these kids in there, and I'm in the sound booth, and I'm watching these moms and dads pile in with their kids, and they sit down, and there was a lady sat down real close to the sound booth so that I could hear everything she was saying, and she got the kid sat down there and she said, now listen, when Pastor Robert starts preaching, you got to be quiet. She said, I know, people are sleeping. It's true. That's a true story.
You're bound and determined to get us kicked out of church.
No, Pastor Robert's got a good sense of humor.
Well, I don't know if his sense of humor is that good.
Pastor Robert understands everything I said is the truth to the best of my imagination.
Well, he knows you, that's for sure.
Hey, so all kidding aside, there's preachers all over. The ones that you see on TV, you'll see on social media. There's so many preachers out there that are involved in this, that all for the wrong reasons. I mean, there are preachers out there that are in there for money and fame and fortune and notoriety, and there's preachers
Power
out
in
there.
the government.
Yes.
Yep.
And you see them all the time. You can, you see them. There's preachers out there that go on social media and brag. They just got a new jet, a jet airplane, and they talk about that, and then people just love it, and they send them more money, and I just do not understand it. And there's preachers out there that live in $15 million houses.
I can only hear God when I'm traveling first class.
Oh, I know. I saw it. oh, I got to be in first class. You know, I could never be a coach.
Oh
You
man.
know, it just kills me, and I don't get it. But people just follow them and send them more money, and it just makes no sense. And it just,
That's not your typical
it's
local
not.
pastor.
The thing is, you have those, and then you have the ones we know. The
Yeah.
ones we know, the ones we love, the ones that live down the street from us,
That are
the
real
ones
pastors.
that are pastors. Those are preachers. These are pastors. The ones that, go every Sunday. They spend all week getting ready to deliver something to us. These are the pastors that the phone rings at the middle of the night, and they pick it up and they answer it. And it's somebody that says, man, I need you to come down here. A loved one's in the hospital, and maybe they're about to die. And they said, I'll be right there. And they sit down the phone and they put on their clothes and they go. The ones that they get a call from their wife or their husband that says, hey, when you going to be home? It's going to be a while. I still have to visit this person and this, and I have, to meet with this person. And they make all these sacrifices. And both of us, we've been fortunate to meet a whole bunch of these pastors, and I could name them all, and I'd surely miss somebody, but they know who they are, and these people, they've sacrificed so much, to be a pastor, and they're not that other people. These are people that have a heart for it, and they love us, and they care about us, and they sacrifice to be able, to be our pastor. And yeah, I make a lot of jokes about them, but I feel I just care about them so much, and that I can make a few jokes about them. And
Yeah, but they're really vital to our community. And
yeah, I don't know what we would do without them, to be honest. So, the next time you sit down and you're like, I'm gonna send the pastor this text or this email. I'm gonna tell him,
he shouldn't have preached this, or he should preach that, or
yeah, stop doing that or do this. I'm gonna tell you how to do your job. So
oh
then,
man.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The next time you're doing that, just know that you are doing it, and 100 other people are doing it that day too. So give it some thought the next time you decide you want to sit down and tell them how to do their job. And I don't know how they do it. I could never do it. Not for one day. So I really do appreciate them.
Our church would be me and you.
It would be if we ever had to be the pastors.
Until I left the church, and
there'd
then
be two people until Rhonda left.
and then we'd have two churches.
It'd be two churches, one me and one Rhonda. So I want to just.
But then you'd want to come to my church.
I probably would.
Because the music would be really good. There wouldn't be any preaching though.
So just know, I want to throw this out to all the pastors that we've been involved with from, all around this area and all over the United States, and just that I do, we appreciate you, and we do kind of feel a little bit of what you go through every week.
Yep.
So one last thing, and we didn't talk about this, but this was something that's really been on my heart today. I want to leave you with this, a couple of things. So for one, next Sunday we're not going to have any of this.
We won't have a Sunday night.
We won't. Yeah,
video.
We won't have a Sunday night video. I'm going to go into the hospital for my lung biopsy. We've been trying to do this for a while, and I'm going to go into the hospital on Friday. And so I'll probably be coming out on Sunday. So hopefully I'm just in there for a couple of days, and I mean, it's not a huge thing, but I have to go under the, what is it? The
general anesthesia.
Yeah, and it's
It's risky just by itself.
And they got to go in between ribs, and then they got to deflate your lung, and go in and take a sample, and then put a
reinflate it, and then do the other one and deflate, and
put a stitch in
camera
there, and
and
drain,
stuff.
and all
Yeah.
kinds of stuff. So
Yeah.
So anyway, it's it's something. So and I'll be upfront, man. I'm worried about it. I mean, it scares me because I'm gonna have to be in there by myself, again without Rhonda. So, but anyway, you want to pray for me? Thank you so much. I would really appreciate that, and I'm sure we'll learn something from the biopsy to help me, and so there's that. And then the other thing was, I want to leave you with this. And I woke up this morning thinking about this. I don't know what's tomorrow brings. I seriously wake up every day and realize I'm alive another day. Thank you. I don't know about the next day. I wonder, and you know, I don't know, but you don't know either. So today is the day. If you've got anything from us through the couple of months that we've been doing this, get this. Today is the day. Today is the day for you to wake up and say, this is it. Today, I'm going to just, take advantage of this day. I am going to love people. I'm going to love my neighbor. I'm going to do every single thing I can, to serve our God. I'm just going to be today, and also get everything you can out of this day. Don't let the day just kind of go by. I mean, enjoy your time today. You have family and friends, whatever you have, embrace it and just love it and say, I'm getting every single thing I can out of this day, because I don't know if I have one tomorrow. And then when tomorrow comes and you get another one, the same thing that day.
Yeah.
Get everything you can out of it. Be everything you can that day. Give everything you can of yourself that day, and enjoy as much as you can that day, as we do every single day. We've always kind of done that, but I guarantee, trust
More
me,
so now.
since I've gotten out of the hospital, we have not let a day go by that we haven't gotten every single thing we could out of that day, and given every single thing that we could out of that day. So I hope you get that. So
Yeah, we certainly give thanks every day for another day that we have together.
we do.
Tomorrow's not promised.
So my plan is that we won't see you in 1 week, but we will see you in 2 weeks. That's my plan.
Well, you may just see me.
I hope
Just
so.
because.
Oh, that'd
no,
be wonderful.
No, I won't be talking.
No.
No, only because he may still be in recovery, and I'll be saying, hey, there's no message this week, so we'll see you next week.
Yeah, they told me to plan on a while to recover from it.
Yeah.
So.
It's going to be a little bit.
Yeah.
So prayers are welcomed, and we thank you so much for all the prayers that you've given us already.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much. I'm here because of that. Yeah.
So we won't see you next week, but hopefully we'll see you the following week. We love you guys.
We will see you the following week. Love you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.